Remember earlier this year when JMU Football was on ESPN and everyone's like, they're not allowed to go to a bowl game, but they should be allowed to, and yada, yada, yada.
I just say let them bowl. So, let them bowl. Let them bowl.
Well, guess what? We're headed to the bowl game.
On today's adventure, we're flying from DC to Fort Worth, Texas, and we're about to see that everything is bigger here. Plus, JMU takes on the Air Force Academy in the Armed Forces Bowl, and we'll find out why people say Texas forever. But first, I have to navigate the terminals of DFW Airport and then hop on the $2 Tex Rail, which is $50 cheaper than Uber, to get downtown cheap and easy so the fun can begin.
We have arrived in downtown Fort Worth.
Baby, you're down for the show.
These Texas towns like Fort Worth, when there is no work for the day, are basically abandoned.
Yeah, let's turn it right. That's how you turn up and that's how you turn up, yeah.
Stop number 1 on our trip, the Water Garden. Right here in the middle of downtown is Sundance Square.
I can fly.
You know I'm gonna run through it.
Looking back away.
This is the biggest Christmas tree I've ever seen in my life.
I came back.
Our hotel today is the AC by Marriott. It's like a boutique hotel right in the heart of downtown.
Time to check in and get going.
The cool area down here in Fort Worth is called the Stockyards. Look at this guy's horns. Super Texas. And there's a steakhouse on every corner. We do have to represent JMU because this is a walk around and drinking is legal town. So we stopped right here and picked up a Shiner. I've never had this one before.
A lot of cowboy boots, big cowboy hats, and so many things you won't find anywhere else.
Just 4 dudes rolling up on horseback, drinking Modelo's right on the main street here.
The Stockyards really is a must visit.
All right, my friends, we fixed the little problem we have down here in Fort Worth. I didn't have the correct headgear on. I think we're all set and ready to go.
We saw live animals and tons of horses, watched a waterside Texas wedding, and even made it to Cattleman's Steakhouse for a bone-in strip like no other.
Cheers to the Stockyards.
As I walked down Mule Alley, I saw a familiar sight. It was the JMU marching band. The band led me to the official pep rally, so I got to hang out with the Duke Dog, the new head coach of JMU Football, and a bunch of rowdy fans who were excited for the Armed Forces Bowl tomorrow. It was crazy how the hundreds of band members took over the streets and blocked everything off completely. Go Duke! After the pep rally, it was time to get deep into the Fort Worth nightlife. The lights were bright, the cowboy hats were still rampant, and the sparklers were sparkling.
I heard the announcer over here, so I guess we're going to the rodeo.
The rodeo is the place to be on a Friday night in Texas. It's big, it's over the top, it's filled with skilled people, and it's an exciting time. This was literally my first rodeo, and it was amazing.
Next up, Billy Bob's.
A tourist's Fort Worth night out isn't over until they've made their mandatory appearance at Billy Bob's. It's 100,000 square feet of Texas two-step, the biggest honky tonk in the world. And if you've seen the Blues Brothers movie, the concert hall here has those vibes with a little less bottle throwing and a little more country music.
From the first stop at the airport bar at 9 a.m. to closing out the bars at 2 a.m., it was quite a long day. And hold up. And I think it might be time to retire this for good.
Next up, the stadium and an Uber with old Barb, sassy, scoldy, and in the wrong vehicle.
We're down here in the neighborhood of TCU. Let's check out John's Grill. We've gathered an entire crew. Here we are at TCU, home of the Horned Frogs, for today's matchup between Air Force and JMU. This is the Armed Forces Bowl, so they've got these cool military vehicles out here. You've got all of the branches here. All right, we got our hat, the hair is fixed, we're ready to go into the game.
It's the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. James Madison playing in a bowl game for the first time.
Here we are at the Armed Forces Bowl. Literally sitting at the 50-yard line. Check out TCU's stadium. It's pretty freaking nice with the cup holder. So much fun to celebrate the touchdowns, but unfortunately, Air Force took home the victory.
Take nothing away from James Madison. They get to a bowl game for the first time in program history, but today, it belongs to the Air Force Falcons.
And it's all over. It's a loss, but it's a bowl game. Hopefully, one of these every year, forever.
After the game, we headed across campus to the famous TCU burger spot, Dutch's, and then we went downtown to a secret bar behind a bookcase with liquid nitrogen drinks. An almost undefeated season, a top 25, Pat McAfee, college game day, the Jonas Brothers, and an unexpected bowl game. Cheers to JMU, we're here to stay. Overall, the trip was a fantastic time, and Fort Worth was so much cooler than I thought. I got into the whole vibe. I saw the Texas two-step, I went to a rodeo, and I had a Texas Forever experience. Plus, all the JMU bowl game fun all weekend long. So, thank you JMU and DMVers for joining me in Fort Worth, and I look forward to seeing you at next year's bowl game and on my next
DMV adventure.